But first, here comes Willie, Tyler, and Lester. Now, I'd really like to hit it off good with Lester, you know. Hey, Lester, what's happening? What's shaking, baby? What's coming down? Hey, how you doing, baby?
I'm doing fine. How are you getting along?
Come on, man, loosen up a little, will you? It's a TV show, you know?
Oh, you know, what goes around comes around.
Well, we're going to take you around Washington, if that's okay, and show you some of the sights.
Oh,
now,
great.
For example, behind us there, that building is my favorite. That is the Jefferson Memorial.
Doesn't look like George Jefferson's house to me.
No. You're confusing him with George Washington. That's the father of our country.
Well, I'm thinking about George Jefferson, the father of Lionel.
You obviously need a lesson in American history. I'm going to show you some very fine places around here that'll tell you all about American history.
That's good.
Lester obviously needed a little brushing up on his history, so a tour of our national monuments seemed in order. And where else to start but at the big daddy of them all, the Washington Monument.
It was completed in 1884, and it took 40 years to build that building. 40 years!
40 years?
Yes, sir.
You can tell it was a government project, huh?
Yeah, nothing has changed. It's about 555 feet high, best view of Washington.
Wait a minute, 555 feet high?
Yep.
I didn't know theater got that high in Washington.
Legally. Come on, let's go take a look at it.
Okay,
It's really
great.
pretty from the top, if you like the view.
Lester may not know history, but he and Willie are masters at drawing crowds. You would think they were the tourist attractions.
Who are you? You're from Grasshopper Green School?
Grasshopper Green School?
Bunch of grasshoppers.
Is that a school? Yeah, is that a school for grasshoppers?
Yeah.
No? What?
Kids.
Oh, it's the kids.
All day long, no matter where we went, the pattern was the same. We were mobbed. Willie and Lester would appear, and so would the crowd.
Listen, I don't want to interrupt, but you and I have a few monuments that we'd like to see.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Henry. See you. Bye-bye.
Hey, we'll see you. Take care. It was nice seeing y'all.
Yes, everywhere we went, folks loved them. And that made it a lot easier getting into the monuments, being celebrities and all.
You'll find they're real friendly. For example, they're going to let us in front of the line.
now?
Can we do a
You
TV
sure,
show?
Henry? I don't
Excuse me,
know
can
now.
we cut in front of you? We're doing a TV show. No. We're trying to do a TV show. Can we cut in front of the They're usually very friendly here in
I
Washington.
thought you said you had a lot of clout.
Well, I just got a cloud on the back of the head.
What else you got in monuments, huh?
Our tour was not going quite as smoothly as I had anticipated. Mobs and disturbances everywhere we went. And I wasn't sure if Lester was all that interested in history anyway.
I like your mustache. I wish I could grow a mustache.
You can?
No, I can't grow a mustache.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not?
It doesn't grow out of wood, Henry. Think about it, Henry.
Well, there he is. Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, you know, Abraham Lincoln and I had something in common.
You do what?
We were both born in the woods and we worked our way out.
Well, I could see I was getting nowhere fast with Lester, but he was drawing crowds of people with his wisecracking delivery. Meanwhile, Willie seemed to prefer the background.
When you're doing comedy or when you got a team going, one has to be one extreme to the other. One has to be low-key, one has to be like the outgoing. So Lester's the outgoing one, and I'm like the, the low-key one.
Yeah, is right. Willie says when he was a kid, he saw an ad for ventriloquism in a popular mechanics magazine and took it from there.
Actually, Lester came in 3 sizes, like when I was smaller. And then I was growing, but he didn't grow. So I would like send back and get a different size Lester. But basically, the first Lester came along when I was about 14 years old. And this particular Lester I've had now since, I guess, 1965.
And since 1965, Willie and Lester's popularity has grown too. The two of them pop up in everything from commercials to talk shows. It doesn't show any sign of stopping.
Knock on wood. That's not funny.
But occasionally they do have identity problems.
Must be hard working with this dummy.
Oh, he's all right.
Well, tell me how you got to be a big star.
A big star? Well, I don't know. I consider it's just the idea. See, we grew up in Detroit, and we used to fool around on things around Detroit and Michigan and stuff. And I started singing, and William here started singing and stuff like that.
You sing?
Yeah, I sing. Yeah, we sing all kinds of. Frankie Landon and the Teenagers. We used to do things like this. Oh wah, oh wah, oh wah, oh wah, oh wah, oh wah. Why do fools fall in love?
Hey!
I love the way you applaud. That's good.
Somebody sign those people up. Those are the best extras we ever found.
That's
How much
right.
did you pay those guys? Anyway?
Oh, not darned a nickel an hour?
Work cheap.
Willie and Lester are no strangers to applause or crowds. From Mike Douglas to The Tonight Show, from the Comedy Shop to Las Vegas clubs, they pack them in.
You're a secret agent?
Yeah.
I understand you were smuggled into an enemy hideout in a bass violin case, right?
Yeah.
But the enemy, they discovered you, right?
Yeah.
What was your reaction when they opened the door of the bass violin case and you looked out. What did you say?
Man, I looked out at him and I said,
Don't you ever get shy about meeting people? I mean, you're always mingling with people. You